Have you ever noticed that sometimes a brand can still look successful, but somehow it doesn't feel the same anymore? Have you noticed? Like something slowly disappeared from it. I think I saw a really interesting example of this week with the company Fender. Now, if you're not into guitars, honestly don't worry because I don't actually think this is really about guitars. I think it's about a much bigger pattern that actually happens to loads of companies over time. So apparently Fender, or lawyers acting on behalf of Fender, have been sending cease and desist letters to smaller guitar manufacturers over Stratocaster style body shapes. And legally, I'm not pretending to be an expert here, because I'm not. There's nuance to all of this, obviously. But what interested me was that the reaction from the guitar community, what that was like. Because people didn't really react like, oh good, Fender are protecting quality. The reaction felt more like, wait, why aren't Fender just focusing on making the best guitars possible instead? And I think that reaction reveals something deeper. Because I've noticed this same pattern in loads of industries now. Cruise ships, hotels, luxury brands, restaurants, airlines, you name it, especially corporate, I've noticed it. There's this really quiet shift that can happen where companies slowly stop obsessing over improving the actual experience and they start obsessing over protecting and optimizing the system around the experience instead. And those two completely different mentalities, like with Fender. I think what people emotionally want to feel like Fender are still obsessed with the craft itself. I think people want that feeling. The feel of the neck, the quality of the frets, the instrument, the experience of playing it. You want to feel like they're still trying to build the greatest Stratocaster in the world. But when the conversation starts becoming more about legal protection and market control, people start feeling like the energy has shifted. And honestly, I don't even really blame Fender specifically. I think it's naturally going to happen once companies become more financially managed than products led. And I've actually seen this mentality happen on cruise ships too. Years ago, entertainers felt more like part of the guest experience itself. There was this understanding that atmosphere matters, presence matters, energy matters, little human touches matter. But over time, especially as companies start optimizing more aggressively, everything slowly gets reduced to operational efficiency. Shared cabins, extra duties, reduced distinction, more cutbacks. And on paper, some of those decisions probably do make sense financially. That's the interesting part. Because human beings don't experience businesses through spreadsheets. They experience them emotionally. I was actually talking about this with some friends earlier because one of them sent this example called the doorman fallacy. A hotel removes the doorman because technically he's just opening doors, and they did it to reduce their bottom line. But eventually they realise he wasn't just opening doors. He knew guests' names. He created warmth, atmosphere, smoothness, presence. He made the whole experience feel more premium and human. And once he disappeared, something about the place quietly changed, even if nobody can fully explain why. And honestly, I think this is what happens before great brands decline. Not instantly, but quietly. Because they slowly remove the very things people were emotionally attached to in the first place. And what's especially interesting with the Fender situation is that a lot of these smaller guitar builders aren't even trying to destroy Fender at all. Most of them love Fender. They grew up loving Stratocasters, which is why the whole thing feels emotionally strange to people. Because instead of let's make the greatest guitars possible, the energy starts feeling more like let's protect market position. And again, I don't think this is just Fender. It's just an example that's come up recently. I think this is one of the biggest traps modern companies fall into. They stop improving the thing and start managing perception of the thing. And customers can feel that shift. Even when they can't fully explain it logically, you see it everywhere now. Luxury brands that don't feel luxurious anymore. Hotels that feel optimized instead of welcoming. Restaurants cutting corners. Airlines becoming completely transactional. It's like businesses slowly become simulations of what they originally were. And the irony is, the little intangible human things, the craft, the care, the obsession, the atmosphere, those were often the most valuable parts all along. And they're usually the first things that optimization culture tries to remove. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, I just thought it was really an interesting pattern to notice, because I genuinely think this quiet shift is ruining a lot of great brands.